Hey guys, how you doing today? Hope y'all are doing good. Um, Still in March. Um, been sitting down doing some numbers and thinking and looking and calculating and all that nifty stuff. So, when I first started this series, I I had nothing but we'll go up and have a little bit of a look from here. So when I first started, now this wasn't here, and I don't think those two were or that. So I had this area here. This wasn't here. We had all this all the way up here. All this was just field meadow grass. That was it. Just meadow grass. Um, so, it was all well and good. And I did a cut on it. And I took that John Deere baler that's up in there right now and harvested. I made hay out of every bit of it. Now, by my calculations, we got 41 bales off that. 41 bales at 6,000 liters per bale. We got 246,000 liters of meadow grass. Okay. Now remember, um, this wasn't here, and none of these were here. So we had this little section back here in grass as well. Now, just recently, I did these three fields of grass. Now, every single one of these fields were either at a plus 100% yield or plus 97% yield. Okay, remember, I had just that little bit right there. I just put this in, that's a pig barn. Um, and then I made these fields, right? So I made that field, made this field, and this field. So we have this little strip here, this little strip going this way, all the way back. And there wasn't a whole lot out here, but just this little strip here we're counting. So after doing the silage, all right, so I looked at my bale counter on my new round baler over there. Um, we'll grab this old boy here. We just got him broke him out and started messing around him. Um, yeah, probably need to start the engine. Okay, so we'll run up here real quick. This one can run really quick. I mean, look at it. She just get up. She got some get up and go to her. Well, she's 220 horsepower. She ought to have a little bit of get up and go. So we'll run up here, and now remember, all this was okay. Well, let's have a quick look here. Let's stop, jump out, 100% fertilized. There ain't no growth on it yet, so there's a little bit of growth right here that we didn't grab. I don't know if that would tell us anything. No, it's still telling us that it's harvested. Like I say, all that was at a plus 97% or more yield. Now let's hook up. There you go, 40 bales. I got 40 bales. Now, each one of those bales is 3,500 liters. Just letting that sink in for a second. It's 3,500 liters. Now, the hay that I pulled off was 6,000. That's part of the hay right there. Those square bales is part of the hay that I pulled off. Now, none of this has gone into silage. A little bit more. All right, let's kill that. None of this has gone into silage. But here you go, 3,500 liters. I got 40 bales. 40 bales at 3,500 liters is 140,000 liters. So you figure I got 246,000 liters off meadow grass, and you take away the amount that I got off of what I've got right now, which is 140,000 liters, are you trying to tell me that this little bit of a strip, that little bit of a strip, that little bit of a strip, and this little bit right here equals 106,000 liters that I lost? Something ain't, the math ain't mathing, guys. It ain't mathing. Anyway, I am seriously considering doing away with all the fields and just putting meadow grass back out here. I'll be honest with you. Because if I can get 246,000 liters, or even if I can get 200,000 liters off meadow grass over this, why did I bother to plant the field? Why did I bother to harvest it? Why did I bother to fertilize it? Just ain't adding up, guys. Ain't adding up. A few other things that ain't adding up. So apparently the calculations for the amount of food that these lovely young ladies in the barn need at 350 liters per day was wrong, or 350 liters per month was wrong, because these guys ran out of they ran out of food. And I'm like, wait, how is it possible that they ran out of food? I had over 6,000 liters in here, you know? I've got 10 of them. They ran out of food. Now I've put TMR back in, and I threw the a haystack in here, or a hay bale in here. That's 5,531 liters. But I got to looking again, and apparently anything over a certain age, I think it's over about 20 months or 22 or something like that, is going to eat somewhere in the range of 1,500 liters a month in food. Well, no wonder they ran out of food. Holy crap, I've only got a capacity of 6,000. And then let's do some more calculations. How in the world, if I'm doing a sleep overnight, am I going to keep these cows fed on 6,000 liters of food in the barn? And I mean, this barn supposedly holds, what is it, 35, I think? Apparently. I don't, let's see. I think it's in, let's go here. No, it's in this one. There we go. Go here. This barn is 15 grand. It's down here toward the bottom somewhere. No, I think oh, here it is. Holds 35 cows. Holds 35 cows. 35. And yet you're going to tell me that 6,000 liters of food, total capacity, is 6,000 liters? You're going to put 35 animals in here? How's that going to work? My advice to you guys, don't use this barn, because I'm having to come up, or thinking that I'm going to have to come up with some creative ways to figure this out. Now, more calculations for you. I know this is, if you don't like math, this is not the episode. All right, each one of these cows in here will produce 100. So, now this is on TMR. This is at 100% effectiveness. I'm gonna get out of there so you don't have to hear the mooing. At running TMR at 100% effectiveness in production, they will give you 135 liters of milk per cow in a month. I got 10 cows. So that means in a month, I should be getting 1,350 liters of milk. So in 5 months, I should easily reach my 5,000 liters of milk required for this, right? Yeah, yeah, makes sense, no problem. Yeah, slight problem. Remember I mentioned that they're eating about 1,500 liters of food per cow per month? Yeah. So that 246,000 liters that I pulled off here, um, this, there's 18, 19, 20, 20, there's 21 in this stack, there's 21 stacks of bales of hay here. I believe there is 8 left over here. Let's go have a look because I can't bring this up storage wise, or I don't know where to. Yeah, there's 8 of them left in here. So that gives me, there's none left in that barn over there, or in that storage area over there. There's some straw over there. So the 18 and 8 is 26. I think that sounds right. Oh, 18 and 8, yeah, 26, 27, 28, 29. I have 29 left here. So 29, and then we do have some hay in here because I was using it to do some stuff. So I got 25,000 liters in there. The 29, oops, hang on, my calculator decided it wanted to disappear on me. So I have 29 bales, which gives me 174,000. I then have the 25,575 in here. That gives me a total of 199,575 hay. Then we'll add in the 40 of these that we got. That's 140,000. I don't think I've got all of those anymore. I think I mixed some up into TMR. But we'll just say, that's the case. That gives me 339,575 total hay and silage, right? Now, let's go back to calculations in regards to the feed. Now, they each eat 1,500 a month. That's 15,000 a month they're eating, and you multiply that times 12. That's 880,000 liters of feed they're going to need every year. Remember I said just basically that I have in hay alone around 100 and, what was it, 100 and, oh good Lord in heaven, I have 29 bales. Yes, 29 bales. At 6,000 each, plus the 25,575 I have sitting in storage in that in our multi-crop there. So it gives me 199,575 liters of hay. So I can feed them for a year, right? No problem. But we're not getting enough off here per year, not in one cut, because at this point I need sorghum, because sorghum makes bread. We need 10 pallets of bread. To get 10 pallets of bread in this year alone, I need 2,500 liters of sorghum per month for 10 months to get the 10 pallets of bread. I can go through the numbers with you if you want me to, but just take my word, I've run it about 5 times now. Now, on top of that, we also need sorghum to feed the chickens. They're averaging 1,000 liters of chicken feed per month. And that's if the extra chickens don't show up. That's if just 100 stay in there and that's it. They're going through about 1,000 liters of chicken feed. So that now means that we need 3,500 liters per month for 10 months. And then we need another 7,000 for the last 2 months. So all my calculations tell me that I need around 37,000-ish liters of sorghum for this year to make 10 pallets of bread and to feed my chickens for 12 months. It's 25,000 for the bread alone, and then another 12,000 to feed the chickens for 12 months. That's a lot of sorghum, guys. That's a lot. Then you top that off with the fact that I also have to be able to make grass, and I need at least minimum this year 100 and I think it was 180,000 liters this year. But here's the problem. I only need 5,000 liters of milk. We should be able to get that in the first 5 months. Probably not going to happen now because they ran out of feed. So it's going to take about 6 months. So now we should be able to get another 5,000 before the end of the year. The problem is I need 10 pallets of cheese and I need 10 pallets of butter. So that let's just say on a grand scale, let's just say that we did this perfectly and we didn't increase the number of dairy cows we have. And let's say that we got our 5,000 by May, right? Okay. That gives us 7 months to get enough milk to try to turn it into 10 pallets of cheese and 10 pallets of butter. Well, let's take a look at our production, shall we? No, not that one. Productions. Thank you. All right. Butter. Look at the requirement. 15 milk for 13 butter. Okay. Now what you do is you got to look at it and you got to go 13 divided by 13 divided by 15 is 0.8. Sorry, guys. All right. Sorry about that. So we're going to need 15 milk, 13 butter, which will equate to 13 butter. Okay. So for every 1,000 liters we put in there, we will get 866 liters of butter, basically. So if you multiply that times 1,000, I'm sorry. Let me remember how I'm supposed to do this. Yeah, we'll get 866 liters of butter, basically. We need 10 pallets. Each pallet of butter is, I think, 1,000 liters. I haven't got any butter out, so I don't know. Even though I'm running it. Where's the incoming milk? Where is it? Milk. I have 1,744 liters of milk. How much butter do I have? Look, 109. How much cheese do I have? Let's look down here. Butter, 109. Cheese, 766. I haven't even got a cheese pallet out yet. And I've been shoving milk in here anytime I get a little bit extra. That milk, that's 1,700 right there. That literally came from last year having extra milk. We're in March, and I still haven't got a pallet of butter or cheese. Yeah, it's moving a little slow. Not to mention that for every 1,000 liters I put in here, let's just say that 1 pallet of butter or 1 pallet of cheese is 1,000 liters. I need 10 of each. That's 20,000 liters of milk that need to be in here, minimum. Actually, it'd be more along the lines of 20, 23 pallets, I think. 23, 24, maybe a little less. But you are losing a bit. Okay. So you're losing a little bit here on the milk to butter ratio. And on the cheese ratio, you're also losing a little bit. You're losing one on that. That's not too bad, but still. You're probably looking at least 22, 23 22 to 23,000 liters of milk for 10 pallets. I don't think our barn's big enough, and I don't think our property is big enough for us to be able to put out that kind of production, to be quite honest. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I've seen where other people say, hey, yeah, I did it. It's not a problem. I would really like to know how, because at this point, I'm actually looking and thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to turn every single, I'm doing away with the plots of land. I'm doing away with the actual growing plots. I'm turning everything back into meadow. And then I'm going to, sorry about that, I'm going to turn around here and I'm just going to, that's a large glass greenhouse. And I'm just going to keep building this up and then angle it away. And I'm going to put 3 or 4 more right here just to do sorghum. I mean, at this point, that's the only way. And I don't even know how much these will produce sorghum wise. That one right there by itself is set to nothing but sorghum. That's it. And I can only hope that it's going to produce 3,500 liters a month by itself. If not, we're putting another one in because we'll probably have to put another one in anyway. Because in the third year, I'm going to need 5,000 liters of sorghum every single month for 10 months to make the 20 pallets of bread I need. That doesn't include the chickens. So that's another 12,000 on top of that. So it's 62,000 liters of sorghum I'm going to need in year 3. And that's if I can solve the milk problem, which I have no idea how to do because, again, we're sitting here with 10 in this barn with a 6,000 liter feed area, and that's it. So basically, I can put 35 cows in there. 35 cows in that barn with 6,000 liters of feed. So I've been thinking on this. I've really been thinking on this one. Now we're making good money, as you can see. You know, we're up to 487,000. I think we were over 500. But then I went and bought a truck and a tractor and blah blah blah. I went and had a play in my other save today, and with it, I decided to test out a couple of things. There was a couple of balers that I decided to test out. They're in the round baler category. This was the first one. Yes, that does say $260,980. Um, this is run by the PTO on a tractor. It's 120 horsepower. When it opens up, this area back here turns into sort of like a receiving area, if you will. It then turns whatever you put into it. Now this stretches on out and all that nifty stuff. Um, It then turns whatever you put into it into a round bale at 3,500 liters. I tested it on my other safe, and I can put TMR in this, and it just starts pumping it out, which is nice. It does wrap it. I don't know why you have to have it wrapped, but okay, whatever. Maybe it keeps it fresh. I don't know. Um, that's a little expensive, guys. 260,500 or so. Well, I guess if we just put the standard net, it would. It's not really gonna matter a lot. You know what I mean? It's 480 or 480. Um, you know, yeah. Still, that's the price. I mean, you can do 125 or 150, but whatever. Um, what's the difference between those? What, one's 3,500, the other one's 45 or 5 or something? Anyway, went on and found, was it that one? No, it was this one. Now this one's really interesting. First of all, it's for forage basically. So you can pull this behind you while you're doing corn or whatever. It spits down into this um bin, I guess you'd call it. Which it then pulls out of, goes up into here, creates a bale at 125 to 180 centimeters, and then wraps it. Now, I only did this at 125 because I want 3,500. Um, First thing I noticed, do not let this load this and go empty. If you do, there's going to be a problem. I wound up, I had 25, I think I had 25 or 2,600 left that was in the chamber, this chamber right here. None left here. And we went to, on my other map, I actually have one of the, these guys, and it's basically got like 100,000 liters of TMR in it because I was testing that unit over there. Um, anyway, when I ran it down and I let this empty out, and this only had 2,500 in it, I turned it off. Like I turned it off at that point. Apparently, I shouldn't have turned it off because once I filled this back up and then turned it back on, this would not fill this up to the maximum of 3,500, and I had to reset it, which meant I lost all the TMR that was in here. That's 20,000 odd. Oh no, 16,000 odd, and I lost 20,000 TMR ish. Now, if you stop it, like it gets down to 2,500 or whatever, you'll see how much is left in here, and your roll's going. Stop it at that point. It will go ahead and finish its baling, spit it back here, it'll wrap it and drop it off. Then you can go back under your silo, fill this back up, and keep going. Works fine. But yeah, there is a little bit of having to work with it there. I did not test whether just leaving it running and pulling back up under there would have worked. I probably should have, but I didn't. But knowing not to turn it off, or to stop it before it takes in that last little bit, I think that's the important bit. Now we'll get 125 for that. We can get it for 125 too. We have the money. The question is am I going to be able to keep up grass wise? Am I going to have enough to do hay and silage. So if I turn this back into a meadow, am I gonna have enough? And what happens when, I mean, we could probably get 3 cuts a year off of it. But what happens when I have to increase the amount that's in there? Because again, we're already at what, 180,000 liters a year just on 10. So what am I going to do? I have to have the milk. Like I said, those that have said, "Oh yeah, yeah, we got that done. No worries." You want to give out some secrets here, bro? Because maybe I'm missing something. I'm not sure. Now, for those of you that are interested, I'm going to run some TMR in here. I don't know how much I'm going to do, but I'm going to run some TMR. So what I do, as you can see, I've got my 6,000 liter. There's a very specific reason for that. I have my 6,000 liter bales. Then I have my 3,500 in silage. So let's run over here, pop an old bobcat, fire her up, get that bale spike up. Let's rock and roll a little bit. Probably should have moved that, but for what we're doing, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just long as I don't hit the tractor. Okay. Let's drop that down. Get a better angle on it. Alright. So I want to, now with this bobcat, it's a little hard to get over the edges. So I normally grab it here at the top. Pop around. Lift her up. And we should be able, if everything goes right here, just drop it in like that, pull it down, and slide her right on off. She drops straight in. Notice how it's running and it just revved up. So it's chewing through that right now. There you go. It's now almost up or turned up or whatever. But you can see in the mixing ratio we're at 100%. Now, run over here. We'll grab this a little bit lower because this is kind of high in comparison. We'll run back over here. And then, whoop, let's do this a little different. Alright, let's get this up. Whoa. That went up a lot faster than I was expecting. Alright, let's move it down. Alright, we should be able to pull off of that now. Alright, watch that ratio. See that ratio? Alright. So there should be about 9,500 liters in there right now. So let's move this over here. We'll just stop and kill the engine in that one. She's sitting over here churning. Alright. So we have 95. We got 90%, and it is TMR right now. And this is, like I said, I can say if you wanted to, you could take the hay bales to 7,000, maybe 72. But I don't think it's worth it because, well, I'm about to show you. Remember all that straw I have in here? So it's 1,000 liters of, I mean, you could probably even do 3,000 liter bales if you wanted to. All right, now start feeding. Go to your straw. There it is. Pop it in there. Look at that. Perfect mixture. And it does it every single time. And then, since we're here, let's see. We'll just back off a little bit. Well, no, backwards. All right, there we go. Pull forward, and then just stop, and start offloading straight into it. And there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, like I said, it's one of the reasons I do the 6,000 liter bales and the 3,500 um, round bales. Now you could do the 3,000 if you wanted to. If that silly little, um, that baler that I got, um, the $20,000 one, what is it? I don't know if you guys might have it, but it's in here. I'll show you quick. This one right here, I think, yeah, this one right here, it only does 3,000, but 6 miles an hour, guys, and it's slow. I mean, it still does. It says it does 125 centimeter. Um, but here, this one does 125. It's 10 miles an hour, but the actual amount you get out of it is 3,500, not 3,000. The 3,000, like I said, if you're willing to put up with the 6 miles per hour on this thing, then you would get 9,000 and you'd be putting in 1,500 liters of straw as filler, and it's still going to be a perfect mix. So as you can see, it's sort of how you want to try to do it. Me personally, I've I've made this mix before, so I kind of stick to what I know. I don't know anything about the mineral feed stuff, and I mean, technically you can only make TMR as, I'll show you, but I mean, it's basically just, you don't need the mineral feed, okay? That's just the extra bull crap that they're trying to get you to buy into and waste your money, as far as I'm concerned, to get the mineral feed. I mean, if it's not adding something to this, why are you buying it? Seriously. If you're not going to get any extra, because TMR is TMR. Any way you want to look at it, it's still TMR. So adding mineral feed, what does it actually do? Please, somebody, I mean, does it provide anything better? Are you getting any additional bonus as far as yield from your cattle? No, it's still TMR. So why in the world would you want to put, why would you do it? It makes no sense. So as you can see, basically a perfect ratio in the TMR. You could put a 3,000 liter bale in there and it would still be the perfect mix for TMR, because it will tell you, like, wait, I want to turn it on. I don't like wasting fuel. I'll leave this one running because it does the mixing. TMR, that's what it tells you right there. TMR, look, lower right hand corner. It is TMR. So you don't need the mineral feed. You don't need the straw. Why would you put it in? Why would you put mineral feed in there anyway? I mean, all that is the extra expense. And the straw, I mean, yeah, we've got a little bit of it, so why not use it for that 10%? I mean, obviously you could go higher than that if you wanted to with the straw. You have the extra capacity. Okay, it's 9%, whatever. But if you drop a 3,000 liter, say, in there of the silage, then that would probably reduce the silage amount to somewhere in the range of about 30%, maybe 28 to 30, somewhere up in there. And your straw would be a little bit higher, 11 to 13%, somewhere up in there. Still, absolutely no need for mineral feed, because it's not going to change a single thing in that TMR mix. So, Yeah. I don't know how much TMR we got in here. Well, we just went over 100,000. Okay. Now the hay that I've got in this, in that silo, I could pull that out and probably grab it with a baler, bale it up, and use it in my mix if I wanted to. I would just have to, I don't know, technically I guess you could put it in that mixer if you wanted to, and then run it out along the ground and then come along with a baler and bale it up. I'm gonna do one more. I don't know. I did test that out on my testing map on this. Seemed to work well. Like, wow. Okay. I guess turning around really, really quickly is not necessarily the best idea, but it's fine. Grab it. But what I dumped out was, okay, so I put, somewhere I read that you could put straw in and then put hay in and get a TMR mix. And I was like, that doesn't sound right, but you know what? Just for the heck of it, let's go find out, right? Now, you can do this. See how it's going down over there? And then if you pull it up, see what I'm saying? Like, you can do that if you want. But it's a little, yeah, it comes out there pretty dang quick. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to attempt being the key word here. I wonder if we can get away with like 2,500, 2,800. What if we could get away with that in silage? You know what? Let's test that theory. I like testing theories. And yeah, probably should actually be doing something here, but I've actually got to cut down to under real time because I am testing right now. So we've got 3,500 in this. Let's see what we do here. Let's stop it at around 1,000. Oh, hey, look at that. Now, let me jump out of here, because that means we put about 2,000 in there. Let's go have a look, see what we got on this. Ooh, look at that mix. If we, let's pack it up. If not, we'll just dump it out and pick it up with the Bobcat and throw it back in here and mix it different. Alright, let's see here. And start to fill with the straw. Perfect. Look at that, guys. So, I wouldn't go much more than that with the, because the hay's pretty high on that one. But I wouldn't go much lower than the 1,000 liters on the silage. Yeah, because it is, I mean, it is right close to that, not the TMR thing, so, yeah. But yeah, so look at that. So 6,000 liters of hay, 2,000 liters, or 2,000, actually, 1,885 liters of silage combined with straw will get you the perfect TMR mix. So there you go, guys. Look at that. Yeah, I think we'll have this running. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty dang good. Now, I'm probably going to mix a lot more of this up. I'm not going to make you guys hang around for that. I'm probably going to get the hay out of there, and well, I'll show you what I mean by, let me turn this one off. If you've got this mixer, one of the reasons I was saying you could get the hay out, back up to it, and you just go start filling, grab hay, start. That's 10,500 liters about to come out. There we go. Now, let's go, I don't know, let's go over here to our driveway. And we will start, let's back up to our truck over there. I'm sure the grandkids and especially the youngest is looking at me like, what is Grandpa doing? He has lost his mind. Yes, I have. Okay, now we can start offloading here. Watch it. Alright, as soon as it stops, pull up. Again. And this is basically what you're going to do. It dumps a little bit, you just keep moving up, keep moving up. And yeah, this will take a minute. I'm not going to lie. But you can just keep going. And I don't know, maybe I could make squirrels and all kinds of patterns out in this driveway, I think. But we want to try to keep it as straight as possible. I don't want to put it on grass. Well, I could probably put it over there, that's fine. I mean, we're just going to come through with a baler and bale it all up. So, and this is hay. So that's 6,000 liters of, we can get 6,000 liters in a hay bale. Yeah. I think we'll have to turn that way a little bit because the baler's a bit big. It is that John Deere baler. We only dumped about 4,000 liters out. So, let's see if it, keep moving, slowly, slowly, slowly. Once we get down to about 4,000 mark, or is it, no, it's a little bit more. That's close enough. Alright, so let's quit unloading now. Alright, let's move this over here. And let's see, we'll go grab our baler. Drop that. We're just going to use this big old one. Because 18 mile an hour versus 28 mile an hour. Yeah, we can go quicker in this one. Gonna have to move that. I'll have to move that small baler first, which is fine. Move it just over here. I mean, it's not like we have any harvest to do because we just have grass. And again, I don't know if I'm actually going to change all this back from grass to meadow or not. Like, what is going on with that heart? I don't want to know. I saw it bouncing around. I don't want to know. All right, let's unfold this. There, I got a little bit of hay in here, which is fine. We'll swing over here on the other side of our new to us pickup truck. 28 mile an hour, yes sir. Um, I actually got the little Mahindra out earlier. I think it was yeah, yesterday. It snowed, and I went playing in the snow in the Mahindra. Only flipped it about 8 times. Hey, at least I got a roll cage. I did wind up getting it up here, because I wish I'd taken a screenshot of it, but well, I tried to do a screenshot of it, and the screenshot thing that I use, apparently it decides it's going to change it for the day, like it sets the sun out and all this other bull crap. I'm like, so by the time I got ready to take the shot, all the snow disappeared. And it's like, well, that's not going to tell the story, is it? So whoever the modder was that came up with that, first of all, brilliant mod. Second of all, how do I not get rid of the snow? I want to keep the snow because then it would have made sense on how I actually somehow managed to get that little Mahindra orange puppy over there, right there, up on top of that shed right there. It was really cool, guys. I'm extremely disappointed that I was unable to show that off. All right, so see, we're just grabbing it now. Um, go around and pick all this up. I'm pretty sure. I, yeah, it is 180. That's what I want. 180. Okay. I did not want the biggest one to come out because we're not interested in that. We need the 6,000. I know a lot of people that will look at and do the biggest bale possible with these. That's not me. I don't do the biggest bale possible because of the TMR stuff. All right, so now we can just unload the baler, and that will pop us another. Whoa! Don't hit the stack. Never mind. Oh, we're just gonna go all kinds of nifty up in here. All right. You know, I would probably advise you not to do that. I would basically recommend you just um, move this before you started doing all this crazy stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to have a little bit of a mess on your hands. Let's just, we're going to do it. All right. So, anyway, that would be how to get your hay out, put it back into bales that you can use for this specific thing. You could do I don't know if you could do the same thing with silage. I'm pretty sure that you can. I don't know that. I don't know that it will pick up silage though. Like I don't think your baler will pick up silage. So I think you just kind of up the creek without a paddle on that one. Although, if you want to spend um $260,980 on this bad boy, or $150,000 on this bad boy, you could probably do silage bales too, but it's going to cost you. Just like it's going to cost me, um, wait, I needed 250 horsepower for that? I was running it off 220, because that's what that tractor is. The new Ford that I've got. It's a medium tractor. It's got 220 horsepower, so it will run it off of 220 horsepower. Just to let you know. But yeah, um, if you need to put silage into bales, if you've got it in your storage and you need it in bales, 150,000. I found that on Mod Hub, so it's under round balers, and it is the well, I haven't bought it, so yeah, it's the Pottinger, yeah, Impress 200 VC Pro. Again, fair warning, don't turn it off, for sure. Don't let this run out and turn it off. Now, you might be able to let that run out while it's still running, and then you can go put more in and it'll collect it up. Don't turn it off. Whatever you do. Fair warning, guys. But yeah, so I really, really don't know what I'm going to do, except for right now I'm going to spend the next probably 2 hours. You guys noticed how long it's taking me to do some of this. I'll probably spend the next couple of hours making TMR up to the 180,000 that I need for this year. In saying that, we're probably going to I'm probably going to spend the money and turn this back into nothing but meadow and just cover the entire every single drop of green, well, except for in there and around the house, but everything else basically I'm going to cover in meadow and pray that I can get at least 200 plus thousand liters of grass off of it each, and that we can get 3 cuts out of it per year. If I can do that, then we're going to up the amount of um, cattle in this barn right here. That will probably double at least this year. If we can get some cuts, that will probably double. So we'll put 10 more in. And hang on, let's turn that off. And then we will probably buy that baler. Probably buy this baler here, the Empress 200 VC Pro. Load all of our TMR into it, turn it into bales, and then plop down like, I don't know. If we double it, that means we're going to need 30,000 liters. That sounds right, per month. Yeah, I think we'll need 30,000 liters per month to feed 20 cows. 20 dairy cows. Yeah, because, no, we're going to need more than that. Hang on, calculator time. If we have, they're eating 1,500 a month per cow, 12 months, that's 18,000 per cow, times 20. So I need 360,000 liters a year to feed 20 cows. And I have to get 10,000 liters next year. Plus 20 pallets of butter and 20 pallets of cheese. Yep, we're going to wind up spending some money, folks. Because I'm going to make all this meadow again. And pray that I'm making the right decision. And I'm going to probably put in another greenhouse to run sorghum. So I've got because I need another 200,000. Well, I mean, it's March now, so I only need to go for what, another 8 months? I need 8 months. So what do I need for the remainder of this year? 8 months at, wait, what was it? It's 18,000 per cow, but that's for 12 months. So 1,500 times 8 equals 12,000, and multiply that times 20 cows. We'll need 240,000 liters of TMR to feed for the rest of the year. I've already got 100,000. I think between what I have sitting there and those silage bales, I should have enough to run 20 head of dairy cattle for the rest of this year. Turn all this into meadow and pray that I get 360,000 liters in 3 cuts off of it. I mean, technically, if I left it as grass, we should be able to get, what is that, 140 times 3? It's 420,000 liters. But we'd have to keep it as grass, and we'd have to get 3 cuts off of it. There's no way for me to turn these fields into sorghum and be able to have enough milk to complete the challenge. So, like I said, for those guys that were actually, like said, oh yeah, I did it all and got the challenge done, man, props to you, because this one, this one's got me sweating a little bit here. I ain't even gonna lie. All right, guys, we're at an hour, so I'm gonna turn you loose. I know your time's important, so I appreciate you being here. Um, if you've got any other ideas, I have not yet changed any of this. For the next couple of hours, I'll be literally sitting here doing TMR, um, and contemplating my life decisions at this point. um, yeah, we'll put this up, and give us some feedback, please. I would greatly appreciate hearing from you. Um, People up it down into the comment section there, please. Um, if you enjoyed this, even with all the math, give us a like. We'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you feel like it. If you didn't like it, hey, let us know. Tell us about it. What didn't you like? I know there wasn't a lot of actually anything except for some TMR mixing. I hope that you can see now that it's sort of a 2 to 1 ratio in regards to, like, okay, you need 6,000 hay, 2,000. So I guess, yeah, technically it's a 3 to 1 ratio for hay slash silage, and then uh, what 1% or we're not even going to get into liters because I can't think it. Probably let's say about 6,000 hay, about 2,000 silage, and about 1,500 to 2,000 straw should put you in that particular mixing wagon at the perfect ratio for your TMR. No need for mineral feed. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Appreciate you being here, and we'll catch up with you later.